Growing up as a millennial, I think I heard the teaching on submission when it comes to marriage more than any other teaching. And it has turned out that over the years, there's been a great divide between the kind of wives we have raised our girls to be and the kind of husbands we have raised our men to be. I'm sure you would agree with me. Like, there's a great divide between the kind of wives we teach our young girls to grow up to be and the kind of husbands we teach our young men to grow up to be. Women generally know the basics of being a good wife. Men know little to nothing about being a husband. And I don't bash men. This is not a men bashing channel. I'm married to a very wonderful, very supportive, very loving husband, right? So if you're a man watching this, I'm not here to bash you. I'm here to show you what you need to do to up your game, to be the kind of husband that every woman will be dying to have, literally. So from childhood, women have been trained to keep a home, nurture little ones, and they bear an indecent share of the workload. And men have simply been trained to drop money. Like, men have been trained to hustle, to provide, to just get money by whatever means they can. And once they drop money on the table, they feel like, I'm a man, I've done my part as a husband and as a father. So if the only skill that is being handed down to men in our generation is financial provision, what happens to spiritual leadership? What happens to emotional support? What happens to parenting as a father? Welcome again to this show. If you're new here, I'm Wonola Amogene, and I'm going to be dishing out relationship advice from a godly and a practical perspective. So sit tight, you're going to enjoy this. Today I'm talking about 3 non-negotiable qualities that a man must have before you marry him. I'm zeroing in on 3 things he must be able to provide for you as a woman before you say yes I do, especially in 2025. Like, if he doesn't have these qualities, put a pause on getting married to him until he's ready and willing and able to step up his game. They are so important. So sit tight. Every little bit of this is important. So as I was saying, there are many men who, though Christian by name, still subscribe to the idea that their wives are going to be the spiritual person in the home. Like, my wife should just pray over this. When my wife prays over this, I will get that contract, I will get that deal, or whatever it is, which is not a bad thing. Women carry favor, right? The Bible says that if you find a wife, you find a good thing and you've obtained favor from the Lord, right? But then it becomes abnormal when you expect the woman to be the spiritual leader of the home, to be the spiritual head of the home, because you've seen this maybe in your own household or modeled in films, right? So women generally are left to do it all. Like, she's supposed to be the spiritual one, she's supposed to be the nurturer, taking care of the children, she's supposed to be the housemaid, taking care of the whole house, cooking, cleaning, and everything. She's supposed to still have a job. She's supposed to have an income. Like, there's pressure on women everywhere. Since women are generally left holding the bag, then we must teach women to choose right, because it is so much better for you as a woman to remain single than to be married to a man who thinks that all he needs to do is drop money and have sex. It is better for you to remain single than to be married to such a man. Therefore, before you marry any man in this generation, even though he sincerely loves you, you must find out how he has been prepared and how he is actively preparing to be a good husband to you. That's why I'm showing you these 3 non-negotiable things that he must be able to provide for you before you say I do for the rest of your life to him. Let's get into it. Number 1, emotional safety and security. I'm sure you're not expecting that. Emotional safety and security. Many men find it easier to give their monies than they find it easy to give their hearts. Money can be made again. Money can be recovered. And remember, they are very good at making money. They've been trained to make money all their lives. But their heart is very deep. Their heart is another story entirely. So if you are content with a man not verbally expressing love, not communicating openly and honestly, having anger outbursts, not being emotionally available, and all the other signs of emotional inadequacy or immaturity. If you are content with all of that just because he buys you something nice every now and then, you will regret having to live with that for the rest of your life. Marriage is so much more about emotional intimacy, emotional safety and security than it is about financial provision, because many women today can't even provide for themselves, but they need companionship. They need that person that makes them feel safe, that you can open up to, that you can talk to, that makes you feel loved, right? So if a man cannot provide this, do not marry him, because you are going to be emotionally starved in that relationship. Increasing emotional connection and support is something you must require and keep requiring. Yes, he must call you every day, no matter how busy he is. Before he closes his eyes to sleep, he should be able to text you, "Hey love, just checking in. How are you? How was your day?" Even if he's the, I don't know, top member of the board directors, whatever he is, no matter how busy he is, he must be able to connect with you emotionally on a daily basis. He must be able to provide that emotional security that is yours and yours alone. I remember when I was watching that Pastor Mildred movie, Just Those Girls, and that guy, what's his name again, was telling them that there's enough of me to go around. Like, what is this one saying? Right? You must be able to provide emotional security for you that, hey, I am yours and I'm yours alone. You must be able to provide that emotional security that you are priority. You are the number one human before all others, and not just by words, but with matching actions. Require it. Let him know it. Don't be afraid to express your expectations and your desires. A lot of times we find that we have been raised to be afraid to say, this is what I want, because when you say what you want, maybe your parents will shut you up or shut you down. And especially as girls, there was research that shows that girls are much more likely not to raise their hands in class to answer a question and boys that don't know the answer will confidently raise their hands. So there, girl, speak up for yourself. Let him know, this is what I expect in this relationship. This is what I need from you as my lover, as my partner. You should be able to check on me every day, no matter how busy you are. You should be able to communicate openly and honestly. We should be able to connect on an intimate, deep, emotional level. He must be willing to listen to you, to reassure you of his love, to continually express his desire and commitment to you. Yes, you should be his closest confidant, to whom he unburdens and is purely himself. You should be that closest friend. You should be that closest person, right? So if you can't feel safe and secure in his love for you, if you are unsure of his commitment, if you find yourself constantly wondering if he's really invested in this, something is very wrong. Don't overlook it. Address it. If you find yourself constantly feeling anxious or feeling worried about your relationship, not really feeling like you are connected to this person, please don't sweep it under the rug. Address it. Something is wrong. Why are you not feeling safe in this relationship? A man that truly loves you will make you feel like a priority because you are a priority. It will make sure that you know it, and not just you. Everybody around you knows it, that you are loved, you are special, you are the number one in his life. So that is what you're looking for. A man that cannot provide emotional security for you in courtship won't provide it in marriage. He will leave the door open for bad in-laws, bad friends, bad family members to prey on you. Your emotions should matter to him, and it starts in courtship by being emotionally available and being consistent. You should talk and connect at least once a day at the very minimum. So if you are with someone who can't seem to keep up, let him know kindly and respectfully that this is a deal breaker for you. He either steps up or he leaves, and you should never be afraid to let a man walk away. Are you getting quality from this? Is this good stuff? If yes, subscribe now. Hit that subscribe button and share. Share this episode to your stories, to your status, to all your single friends. Let them know, hey, courtship and marriage is here for you, to guide you to choosing the right person and to having a beautiful, successful relationship and marriage. Number 2, domestic partnership. If you are dating a man who cannot feed himself, cannot do his own laundry, cannot clean his home, what are you signing up for? Modern day slavery. Make no mistake, You are an equal partner in faith, in life, and in marriage, and this should reflect in every aspect of your relationship. Scripture says in 1 Peter 3 verse 7, in the same way, you husband must give honor to your wives because she is your equal partner in God's gift of life. I paraphrased. So in God's eyes, you are equal partners. The same Jesus died for you. The same grace saved you. You are equal partners in life, in marriage. The only difference is he has a role of headship, right? So treating you with honor and consideration definitely applies in household chores. It applies in every aspect of your relationship. And don't get this twisted. I'm not talking about splitting duties 50-50, but the same commitment you have to serve him in love should be the same commitment he has to serve you in love. And that's one of the beautiful things about a godly kingdom marriage, is that each person is serving the other person in love. Like Jesus said in Matthew 23:11, he that is greatest among you shall be your servant. So even though, yes, he is the head, and let's say, okay, we're considering the greatest. What did Jesus say about being the greatest? The greatest should be the servant in reality. So a man should not think that he is more important than you. Therefore, you should be subservient to him, cooking, cleaning, while he just stretches his leg and is changing channel. Right? No, that is not the order of things in this kingdom, right? Likewise, you also shouldn't think that you are more important than him. Both of you should have the mindset of serving each other in love. Like Galatians 5 verse 13 says, true love, serve one another. That should be the description of your marriage. So because you are the wife and you have been asked to submit, it doesn't mean it is slavery. Submission is willing surrender, is willing honor, is willingly giving preference to another person. So how does this play out in a marriage, in a kingdom marriage? Okay, so we come home together by submission because I want to honor my husband, right? I'm like, okay, relax, let me settle this, let me do it, even though we are both tired. And because of his own love, which he has been asked to love me sacrificially, is like, no, let me do it. Right? So both of us end up together in the kitchen doing it together. That is the beauty of a godly marriage, right? So love isn't dominating, it's service, it's sacrifice, it's cherishing, it's nourishing by spending yourself on the one you love, not spending money. Ephesians 5 verse 25-29, where husbands were directly addressed, he said, as Christ loved the church and gave himself for it. So a man giving you money is not the standard. It's a man giving you himself, sacrificing himself, sacrificing his comfort, sacrificing his time, sacrificing his effort, right, to meet your needs. So it's not about giving money, it's about giving himself in love, right? So while dating, you want to observe, can this person even cook? If he cannot cook, it's not a problem. Many boys were not trained to cook, but is he willing to learn? It's not too late. There's YouTube, there's TikTok, all sorts of cooking this thing, right? He can learn, right? Can he clean? Does he have a system that organizes his life? And to be sincere, I think this elongated bachelorship is quite good for men because they are forced to learn how to cook and to have a system to organize their life. So basic survival skills that a human should possess, does he have it, right? Is he open to outsourcing? Or has he concluded that it's his wife's job? Because some people can cook, they can clean, but in their mind, they're still thinking, until I marry. Once I marry, I'm going to hand over everything to my wife, right? Does he consider it your job? Or does he see it as a necessary life skill? Right? That is what you are looking for in a partner. You are looking for domestic partnership, somebody that understands that this marriage is about domestic partnership. My wife wasn't made to do it all and do it all alone. Number 3, spiritual leadership. It's a good thing that he loves you, wants to marry you, and has the means to, but can he lead you? What is his vision for his life and for your lives together? How intentional is he about his own growth? Talk less of yours. The standard of Christ for you is this. Ephesians 5:25-27, right? Gave himself for it, that he may sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word, that he may present it to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing. So it's not about buying you shawarma or ordering pizza or buying flowers or buying expensive jewelry. Can he cleanse you with the word? Is he after your holiness, or is he luring you into sin? No man is perfect. So yes, maybe he makes mistakes every now and then. Maybe he slips up. Maybe he's tempted. But does he even feel guilty about sin? Is he convicted about it, right? Or is he just sweeping it under the rug and saying everybody is doing it? Is he taking practical steps to prevent sin, right? Is he really interested in pleasing God when it is convenient and when it is not convenient? These are things you want to observe, not necessarily ask. You want to observe in the choices and his actions and in the steps that he takes. How open is he to learning? How open is he to growth? Does he read books? Does he listen to sound teachings? Because he does not know it all. Is he willing to learn so that he can be a good husband to you, so that he can be a good father to your children? And do these learnings, do they reflect in his choices and his behavior? Does he even read the Bible every day? He may go to church, but does he read the Bible for himself? Does he share with you what he is learning? Does he share with you his struggles and how he's trying to overcome? These are things you want to watch out for. So you are not in a relationship. Ask, what are you currently learning? What spiritual skill are you practicing? Where do you think you are at in your growth? What fruits of the Spirit are you actively working on cultivating? In what area are you growing or seeking growth as a person? So don't just share funny memes with this person that you are talking with. Share messages. Ask for feedback. What did you think about what this person said? That's how you get their perspective. Buy 2 copies of a book. Say, let's read together, right? Have dates and conversations about what you're learning. Share what you're learning and get to know each other's perspective to life, to love, to marriage, to Christianity, to parenting, to everything. Even you need those books. Even you that they've been trained from birth how to be a wife, taking care of those, you need those books, because it goes beyond bathe them, feed them, clothe them. It goes into, actively pouring values into them. So even you need these learnings. So if you are satisfied with a man just whining and dining you in courtship, then after marriage you suddenly want someone that leads family devotions and speak in tongues over you, you will end up disappointed. So begin to require it right now from courtship. Is this good stuff? Share it right now with your family and your friends, right? So in summary, what are you looking for? Can he lead you spiritually? Is he committed to his own growth enough to be able to even commit to yours? Is he willing to consistently provide emotional security? Is he willing to provide domestic partnership? I'm telling you, your life will be so much easier if you marry a man, who is willing to meet your needs in these 3 major aspects: spiritually, emotionally, domestically. Financially, you can work together, but these things only he can provide for you. In the same moment, domestic you can outsource, but what if he's not even open to outsourcing? What if he believes, no, nobody else should cook my food, it has to be my wife? Right? So these are the things that you want to require and you want to be sure of before you tie your life with somebody else, because marriage is full of responsibilities. I've been married 8 years, it's going to be 9 years, and I can tell you that I won't be able to show up as a woman, as a minister, doing all the things that I do, even though because my husband is a willing and able domestic partner in this relationship. It is so, so crucial. Ask him, observe him, listen to what he's saying, and believe him. That last part is so crucial. Believe what you are saying, not what you think you will see after marriage. Believe what you are saying now and make your decision based on that. And if you're thinking, I don't even have someone, no one is approaching me, like, who would I don't even have anyone to consider all these qualities in, right? Let someone even come first. Then I have good news for you. I wrote this book a while back, Your Wait is Over, and it is for Christian singles. It's filled with scriptures and prayers that you can immediately begin to use for God to connect you to that right person he has for you, that person that will give you peace, that will have all these qualities, right? This is that book that you need. It's filled with prayers for you to pour out your heart to God about your loneliness and for you to receive his word that will guide you into the right relationship. So get Your Wait is Over. The link is going to be in the description and in my bio for you to use. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Subscribe now. turn on your notifications, because next week I'm dropping another gem about ghosting and you don't want to miss it. Share this episode to all your friends, all your families, all your loved ones, and I'll be so grateful of that. Let me know in the comments which of these 3 qualities is most important to you, or maybe it's all 3 that you are going to start actively looking out for in a potential partner. Let me know in the comments. Let's talk in the comments.